I was doing a rune reading the other day for a client, and without giving away any personal details, of course, two of the three runes were the Marn rune, representing Freya, and the Hagel rune, representing Heimdall. And as I started to describe the meaning of each of these runes, at the back of my head I could just see two tarot cards, and it doesn't always transpose directly. We've got 16 Younger Futhark runes, 78 tarot decks. There is no direct correlation. There are lots and lots of overlapping. But as I describe to you the meaning of the Marn rune and the meaning of the Hagel rune, see which two tarot cards they really resonate with for you. And of course I will be bringing them in a minute so you can see. So Freya is one of the Vanir twins. She is deeply connected with the moon and the ever-changing shoreline. And she is the goddess that actually taught Odin shamanism, which is often referred to as Side. So Side is a way of entering an intuitive trance, usually through sound. I do it through chanting, and just knowing things. It is a state of mind. It is something that people either tend to be very good at, or they have to really work to allow themselves to enter that state. Because I truly, truly believe everybody can enter that state of knowing. I was taught that a way of understanding the concept of Side is it's when you just know things without having done the logical steps to know it. So it's when maybe you're reading with the tarot, or maybe you just have a sudden intuitive flash and you understand something, but you haven't done the sort of the step A, step B, step C, step D to get to that point of knowing. And that's what Freya, I believe, really represents, that magical, intuitive, nature-based, natural wisdom of knowing. And I don't know whether there's one card that really... There's a couple that could represent that. Arguably the Queen of Cups could be that. The Two of Swords to a degree could be that. But I think if I was going to say to you which is the most divine, feminine, intuitive card in tarot, I'm assuming that the High Priestess is probably going to be your number one call. Of course, when I talk about gender here, I'm talking about psychology rather than biology. The Hagel rune is the rune that I struggle with the most. I would hesitate to say it, but I don't like it. I am learning to like it. It's not a bad rune. It says more about me being really, really happy over here than this being a problem. Hagel is connected with Heimdall. Heimdall is the teacher. Heimdall is tradition. Heimdall is hierarchy. Heimdall is knowledge. Heimdall is wisdom, organization. You know, it is that sort of that, and we could argue that this is a left brain. I understand A, I understand B, I understand C, therefore I now understand, the answer. Whereas in this more right brain state, you're just going to sit with it and go, okay, I've got it now. I know. And so you really have this polarity. So Freya, at the end of the war between the Aesir and the Vanir, she was a hostage of war and she went to live with the Aesir, and Heimdall was instrumental in supporting her and helping her and standing up for her, basically. These two have a good working relationship, and I believe that they learn a lot from their friendship together. So if I was going to say to you, we've got two of the four over here. So you could be thinking, well, what's the matched pair to the High Priestess? Or you could be thinking, which of the tarot cards would represent wisdom, knowledge, teaching, and hierarchy? And of course, the answer is the Hierophant. Now, there is no direct correlation between one rune and one tarot card. It just doesn't work like that. The High Priestess actually could be connected. I'm going to have to scoot through my rune deck and find it now because there we go. It could actually be connected with the Rai rune, which is connected with Hel. Hel is goddess of the underworld, and she holds the souls when they die, and she holds them until they are ready to move on again. And the connection between the High Priestess and Hel is the pomegranates here on the veil that is shielding us from the true depth of the divine as represented by the water. And of course Persephone ate the pomegranate when she was in the underworld, and so we have this link here between the underworld deity and underworld deity. The reason that, for me at least, the High Priestess and the Hierophant are a matched pair is because we have the link here with the High Priestess to Persephone, even though she can also be linked to Freya. And I think this is a really important concept. There is, in anything spiritual like this, we're talking about continuums and webs and overlapping. There is rarely a yes-no binary kind of an answer to anything. So we have the link between Persephone here, and the Hierophant is the Greek priest of the Persephone mistress. These are a matched pair. So over here we have that intuitive function. I would use the word side, this idea of I just know things. And here we have the word that I would use is Galda, which is a logical way of getting to the answer. And I think it's really important that we are all comfortable with both ways of working. Oddly, although I'm quite comfortable with the Hierophant, because I work with the tarot on a very intuitive level, and I work with the runes on a much more shamanic level, I am still struggling to be comfortable with the deity of Heimdall. But I'm also very aware that that is because I'm so comfortable over in the intuitive function that connecting with the Galda, with the left brain, with the logical and the academic can be quite hard for me. In my community, in my spiritual community of Starve, I am definitely known as a side Konya, which is side woman. And I have a very good friend who is very much in the Galda tradition. And so what will often happen is that I will experience things in a shamanic journey, or maybe I will experience things in a group journey, or even for a client. And I will message him and say, hey, I experienced this, or I saw this, and he's got the knowledge, the wisdom and the academic background to be able to put it into context for me. I've been doing this for so long that I have absorbed a lot of the knowledge and the wisdom, but my strongest function is over here in the side, or the right brain, which is why I'm working really hard to be comfortable over here. So, I mean, maybe you are equally balanced. Maybe you're one of those people that's really comfortable both in the intuitive and in the wisdom. That's great. But I would argue most of us are more comfortable in one or the other. And my advice right now is whichever one you are less comfortable with, mine is here, that's where you need to do the work. Just like, the value of the tarot card you don't like is it's really shining a light on your shadow. Whichever of these is your weakest function, that is the place of maximum growth. And so I am sitting with Heimdall. I am trying to deepen my understanding of the academic side of both the runes and tarot. That's a big part of these videos. It's a big part of why I teach monthly both the runes and the tarot, because I am working on my weaker function. It's that simple. So I hope that's been helpful. It's just I know I'm trying to do like sort of themes and such like with the videos, but this is just something that when the reading finished, I was just like, wow, that's really sat with me. That's really helped me to understand both these two runes and these two tarot cards on a different level. And, you know, maybe it will help you to think about where your strengths and weaknesses lie and how you can best improve your relationship with either the tarot or the runes by picking your weakest function and improving that.